90-day fiancé, walk the line. I'm convinced Andrei and Libby will break up someday. The stubborn Aquarius man called Leo Libby's family a cult. 90-day fiancé star Andrei Castravet has many layers, and since he won't walk the line for Libby Potthast Castravet, I'm afraid that they'll call it quits someday, even though I'm certain he loves his wife. Relationships are complicated sometimes, love just isn't enough. People have to peacefully coexist as much as they can, and this is what Andrei struggles with. He's always having his tantrums, bringing stormy weather into the cheerier Libby's life. Since their emotional temperatures are so different, I feel like it will be hard to make things work. Andrei and Libby are opposites on the zodiac wheel. He's an Aquarius and she is a Leo. These two signs are often attracted to one another, and sometimes marry. However, with an opposite relationship, there's always some underlying tension. Andrei is a typical Aquarian who loves to shock others. His unfiltered approach may actually stem from his desire to stir up trouble. The sun is weak in Aquarius, so this sign's ego is more fragile than most people think. Conversely, Leos like Libby, ruled by the sun, are born with self-confidence and star quality. Andrei could be too stubborn to stay married. He needs to conquer his demons for Libby. I don't want Andrei and Libby to break up, as long as he's treating her well. Above, via 90-day fiancé at YouTube, her sister described Libby as Andrei's chess piece, who walls her in to control her. I've seen Libby deal with some put-downs from Andrei in the past, and she's clearly very much in love with the Moldovan man. Andrei, who said some shocking things to her family, and to Libby herself, needs to learn how to communicate without raging. As a Leo woman, Libby has her pride. This is a very proud sign. If a Leo is put down too much, they will never be happy. They actually need just the opposite, they need an adoring audience. Leo is the zodiac's king of the jungle. Every Leo puts on a show in order to get love. When 90-day fiancé's Andrei Castravet tells his wife, who secretly wants to be treated like a queen, to listen double, or swears at her in his first language, he is crossing a line. He is not walking the line. If he keeps putting her down, she may dig deep, finding that sense of regal dignity that every Leo has, and decide to leave him. It's not necessarily Andrei who will flee. He probably believes she'll love him forever, as she's so affectionate. However, everyone has their limit. Hopefully, fatherhood has gentled the man that was no gentleman. Andrei thinks he walks the line now, as the loving family man, but does he really? Maybe not. He jokingly compared her family to a cult. He has, in some ways, torn apart that family. Libby, a big-heart Leo, needs her tribe, and now, she doesn't speak to a lot of her closest relatives. Someday, she may feel like the sacrifices she's making for Andrei are just not worth the pain. When Andrei punctures his Leo wife's ego, it's pretty much the worst thing he can do. I know a lot about astrology and I believe in the Aquarius-Leo match. When it's working, it creates a nice balance. However, Andrei's much more brash than many Aquarius natives. Something in his childhood probably made him this way. Perhaps he felt unaccepted and started rebelling against the world around him. That's usually what happens to Aquarians who are overtly aggressive. Normally, an Aquarius is a peaceful being. The warped Aquarius can be very difficult, as they are loaded with quirks and grudges. They are way too stubborn to change their ways. On the other hand, Leos can be a lot of work. They have egos that need constant stroking. It's possible that Andrei alternates between being mean and sweet. That's what transpired on screen. Libby may get addicted to his sweet phases, which build her up, and put up with more than she should. This kind of dynamic might really hurt her sometimes. Andrei needs to treasure Libby. He hasn't tried hard enough. Libby, in her own way, is a romantic. She's the fanciful woman who records nursery rhymes. She loves being a mother and is probably very playful with her children, giving them tons of love. For Libby to really bloom and realize her full potential, she needs a man who walks the line. That man should respect her family, as her blood ties are important to her. That man should not put her down, especially in public. He should sincerely love her, and that's probably where Andrei really hits the target. I feel that he loves his wife. Andrei can change, he's a fixed sign though, and that means that change doesn't come easy. To really soften his approach will be difficult. He's set in his ways like you wouldn't believe. However, Libby, the mother of his children, is worth walking the line for. Look how she stuck with him, even when he got into a physical fight with her brother Charlie Potthast, even when he hit her father. Chuck Potthast, up for money. I don't think faithfulness is an issue for you, I think you adore your wife. However, the stuff I've seen on the show hints that you don't always treat her like royalty. She obviously thinks the world of you. You have found a partner who never falters, and that is so hard to find. To keep her on your side, filled with a love that she can't hide, praise her and hug her and don't ever criticize her while the cameras are rolling. Chuck and Charlie's ego sparks chaos on 90 Day Fiancé, happily ever after? Sometimes, it's not the actual 90 Day Fiancé couples who stir the pot on the franchise, but it's their families who manage to raise chaos in the series. Over the years, the families and supporting cast members have become an integral part of the 90 Day Fiancé franchise. In fact, some families were so entertaining and interesting that they went on to have their own spin-off. This was the case with Season 4 star Chantel Everett, who later appeared in her own spin-off The Family Chantel with her then-husband Pedro Jimeno. However, although some families did not receive their own spin-off, they still left a longing impression with their on-screen antics. As was the case with Elizabeth Libby Potthast, her husband Andrei Castravet and the rest of the Potthast family. Andrei and Libby first appeared in Season 5 and her American family weren't a fan of the Moldovan natives' controlling and brash attitude. Over the years, the rift between the families has only gotten stronger, and I can't help but notice that maybe the egos of the Potthast men are fueling the fires. Happily ever after's Charlie won't give Andrei a fair second chance. One major issue Libby's brother Charlie Potthast has with his family is how they treat Andrei. The Pothasts were often two-faced, saying mean things about Andrei, Libby, and their relationship behind their backs, but offered a more supportive view when Andrei was around. 90 Day Fiancé, happily ever after? Star Charlie also didn't like how his father, Chuck Potthast, bent a few rules and welcomed Andrei into the family business with open arms. Understand Andrei hasn't offered the best impressions and can come across as controlling. However, Charlie appears to be the same way. He wants to control the family business he doesn't even own and force Andrei out of the family instead of practicing more acceptance. Ultimately, if Charlie wants to be in his sister's life, he needs to accept that Andrei is his brother-in-law. 90 Day Fiancé star Chuck refuses to admit to wrongdoings and double standards. While I think it's not Charlie's place to be forceful about his opinion regarding the family business, I do think he has some valid points in general. The family doesn't always practice what they preach. Chuck does seem to give the 90 Day Fiancé franchise couple preferential treatment, whether he gives the couple loans, a home to live in, or endless chances at a job. Andrei hasn't always proven himself worthy of the opportunities he's received either. Luckily, Chuck's decision to include Andrei in the family business seems to have worked out in his favor. But I think Charlie's concerns were valid. Then, since Chuck shows preferential treatment, all the siblings, not just Charlie, feel left out and personally attacked. Overall, I can understand their point of view. If Andrei never proved himself worthy up until recently, then it didn't make sense not to include them in major decisions. Personally, I think Chuck and Charlie are acting exactly the way Andrei can act, which they detest. All three 90 Day Fiancé men seem to want to be alpha males and have a hard time relinquishing their reins. The more Andrei sticks to his guns and refuses to let Charlie's attitude truly get to him, the more stubborn and arrogant Libby's brother gets. Then, the more the Potthast siblings turn against Libby and Andrei, the more Chuck wants to help the newlyweds. Their actions are creating a vicious cycle that only fuels their egos and adds more chaos to the mix. 90 Day Fiancé and its spin-off series air on TLC, and are available to stream on Max in the U.S. 90 Day Fiancé. I'm wondering if Andrei will leave Libby since he has American citizenship, he described her family as a cult. I think that 90 Day Fiancé star Andrei Castravet has always been a difficult man, and while he seems to love his wife Libby Potthast, the fact that Andrei now has American citizenship could mean that he plans to stop playing the family man. Through the years, Andrei's let Libby down over and over again. The man who controls his wife Libby like nobody's business even described her family as a cult in an exclusive chat with US Magazine. While they've stuck it out, the fact that his immigration status changed could signal a change in Libby and Andrei's dynamic. Instead of disappointing Libby in minor ways, Andrei could do the worst. He might leave her, just like Pedro Jimeno left Chantel Everett and Michael Ilsanami left Angela Deem. They met in Ireland while they were using a language app. Andrei, an in-your-face type who famously clashes with Libby's family, when he's not asking them for money or employment, probably seemed charming at first. He was fit, attractive and devoted to his new love interest. However, the man from Moldova has a dark side, and if he's secretly been playing his American wife, this stage of their lives together could be pivotal. Their relationship has been a wild ride so far. It's interesting that Andrei used the cult analogy as he seems to have a cult-like hold on his wife. He's not a Charles Manson or David Koresh, but in his own way, he's done great damage to her life. He's dragged Libby down a path that has led her away from her own family. Andrei probably doesn't consider himself a brainwasher. As I said previously, he appears to sincerely love Libby, but on the other hand, would someone who really cared raise the landscape like this? Would they make things so difficult for their wife that she has to avoid most members of her family? I don't think so. It seems to me that Andrei is trying to get Libby all to himself. He's taken what he can from her family, and now he doesn't want to deal with them anymore, and he doesn't want her to either. To me, this is a major red flag. The Pothasts aren't angels. Chuck's business tactics have been questioned. No one's trying to say that they haven't fought dirty too, but before Andrei came along, the controversial clan wasn't in tatters. Now, it is, and that's probably made many members of the family feel very sad. It's like Andrei's forcing Libby to choose between him and her family, even if she thinks it's her own decision. I'm not saying she doesn't have agency over her own life, but Andrei can be so heavy-handed, pushing hard for whatever he wants. It might be hard for her to keep her sense of self when he's so determined to get his way. He might make her believe she's pulling away from them because they've wronged her, when the truth is that they love her more than anyone else does. 90 Day Fiancé's Chuck Potthast isn't a perfect person, but it's clear he adores Libby. He practically melts when he looks at her, and always caves into her demands, whether she wants a ritzy Moldovan wedding or anything else. He can't stand it when she's sad. Andrei has always been a boorish person. His manners need some work. Andrei has been cruel to Libby, whom he claims to love. He's sworn at her in Moldovan, rudely ordered her to listen double, and basically ruined her relationship with her family. She sticks around, almost as though brainwashed by his verbal aggression and vaulting ambition. Obviously, she loves this man, but is he good for her, and will he stay? Maybe this will all end in tears. Not today, not tomorrow, but someday. Andrei and Libby have put down roots. They're a family. However, women in international relationships can be way too trusting. It's all too easy to get burned. If Andrei decides to move on, Libby will probably be crushed, and she'll need to spend a lot of time trying to repair her relationships with her relatives. She will need them if she's raising her kids without Andrei, even if they share custody. Hopefully, Andrei is on the level. Libby is naive in some ways. The woman who wants to make a living singing nursery rhymes may idealize her mate, glossing over things that should never be ignored. Her romantic spirit is sweet, but Andrei has a ruthless quality. He's told wild Tinker Tailor Soldier spy-style tales about fleeing Moldova in the dead of night to avoid rogue cops. Sure, this could be true, but it wouldn't be surprising if he was embellishing. There's a touch of crass disloyalty in 90 Day Fiancé's Andrei Castravet, and personally, loyalty is something that I value. Those who are loyal usually understand the give and take in human interactions. I am extremely loyal. Those who are there for me are rewarded and never forgotten. I hope that Andrei never treats Libby the way that he's treated her family. That twisted dynamic fueled a lot of interesting on-screen antics, but in real life, it's not so funny. 90 Day Fiancé, are Andrei and Libby's Instagram skits cringe or cool? Andrei's American citizenship milestones bringing out their silly sides. 90 Day Fiancé couple Andrei Castravet and Elizabeth Libby Potthast have some unique social media content featuring skits that seem to getting mixed reactions from the show's fans. Andrei from Moldova had moved to Dublin for work when Libby connected with him on a dating app. Andrei came to the US on a K-1 visa in 2017. Andrei's dominating personality and harsh language rubbed fans the wrong way and earned him a bad reputation since his debut in 90 Day Fiancé Season 5. Over time, fans have warmed up to Libby and Andrei, but they still have a fair share of critics on the internet. Andrei is not afraid of calling out the trolls that show up on their pages. Andrei's called his haters cowards and thinks they are bullies, even though Andrei has been a menace towards his own in-laws on the show. Some of his on-screen behavior has been called out because of his poor treatment of Libby. However, Andrei and Libby show a different side to their relationship on social media that suggests they have zero marital issues. Andrei and Libby can be a little corny sometimes. Andrei and Libby are just having fun. Andrei and Libby's Instagram profiles are all about them having fun together. It's also a way for fans to follow the couple's life outside of the show, since it's been a while since they have been on any 90 Day Fiancé show together. They have found their content niche, and it's to make quick, funny skits on Reels using the latest trends and trending audios. For instance, their latest post took a jab at Andrei's weak English with Libby using the audio in De Club, We All Fam, pulled from a 2016 episode of the TV sitcom Broad City. The video was well received by Andrei and Libby's followers, and it fetched over 4,561 likes. However, there were comments from fans like Katha Capaziello who wrote, "Can't stand either one of them," and called all of Andrei and Libby's videos stupid. Joe_Kittersmom said that Andrei and Libby were the worst couple in the 90 Day Fiancé franchise. Interestingly, Libby and Andrei are also not afraid of calling out their social media trolls and seem to be self-aware of the bad comments about them. Andrei and Libby have made a video about 90 Day trolls and how silly their comments are. Imagine if 90 Day trolls said their comments in person. Would they still sound the same? LOL, Andrei asked in his caption. They addressed people calling Andrei a loser or accusing him of marrying Libby for a green card even though they've been together for 8 years now. Libby also added a reference to constant messages from fans asking her if she was pregnant and body shaming her. As expected, there were no negative comments on this video. Are Andrei and Libby trying to earn money with their skits? Do Andrei and Libby have flourishing influencer careers? Andrei and Libby don't want their fans to take their videos too seriously, since it's just something they are doing to keep their social media profiles looking entertaining and relatable. However, it also seems that the skits do help Andrei and Libby in more ways than just keeping themselves relevant. They are creators after all, with Andrei having over 346k followers and Libby having almost double his at 842k followers. The couple should have monetized their Instagram profile, and the more engagement they receive on the videos, even if it is negative, gets them views, and in turn, money. Both Andrei and Libby have jobs outside of them being reality TV stars. 90 Day Fiancé has helped them become leading social media influencers. Libby proudly shares affiliate links in her Instagram bio, while Andrei has also started a digital marketing agency called Castravet Digital Marketing, or CDM. This 90 Day Fiancé couple knows what they are doing. Is this couple still too controversial? How Andrei and Libby have redeemed themselves. Controversy only surrounds Andrei and Libby as long as they show their faces on 90 Day Fiancé. Their social media pages do get them into trouble once in a while, but they generally receive positive feedback from their followers. Social media is a facade. Andrei and Libby, being experts at digital marketing, have been presenting a carefully curated version of themselves online and hiding their flaws and struggles from followers. They could be creating a false impression of their lives that is not representative of what's happening in their lives after the 90-day Fiancé cameras stopped rolling. 90-day Fiancé. Andrei and Libby may be ruining their reputations. Andrei got American citizenship, but they're still way too problematic. 90-day Fiancé, happily ever after? Couple Andrei Castravet and Elizabeth Libby Potthast's relationship drama is unending even though it's been years since they were last seen together on the show. Libby and Andrei got married in 2017 on 90-day Fiancé Season 5. Libby from Florida met the Moldovan man in Dublin and wasn't turned off by his brash ways. The chaotic couple has since appeared in multiple franchise spin-offs documenting their arguments and the ones they have with Libby's stuck-up family. For years, it felt like Libby and Andrei were stuck in a loop as their story only provided the same old drama of family feuds pushing them towards breaking point. Things started to ease down once Libby and Andrei welcomed their 2 children. The franchise heard fans' prayers about Libby and Andrei not being cast in any major show apart from Pillow Talk. Still, they've been active on social media platforms, providing happy relationship updates, but in Andrei's case, the past is never in the past. Andrei put up with all Andrei's crass behavior.